The CBS New York Book Club is spotlighting a new book for young adults. It received a star review in Publishers Weekly. It's the #1 pick of independent bookstores across the country among books for young adults. It's called The Last Bookstore on Earth, and its author is a junior in college. Lily Braun-Arnold is here to talk about this book. It feels so good to hold this, and such exciting news. Congratulations. Your book just made the New York Times bestseller list, and all of this happening on your winter break. It's quite remarkable. How are you able to do this to your junior at college and writing a best-selling book? I'm just so thrilled to hear your story.
No, it's been a really wonderful process from the beginning. I wrote this when I was graduating high school, so in the summer of 2022, and I think a lot of the themes of that are reflected in the book. You can definitely tell it was written by someone who was facing the future or the rest of their life, or like growing up, and I wrote it in between graduation rehearsals and prom, and I was also working at my local bookstore watching booksellers while I was writing it, and so I really just jammed writing in wherever I could. In the 30 minutes I had between two different activities or after work, staying up late into the night typing away on my computer. And so that's really how it continues to this day while at school, just finding the time where I can, jamming it in, and suddenly you have a book like this, and it's just really been a wonderful process.
Just so incredible. All right, so tell us about the story.
Okay, so The Last Bookstore on Earth takes place a year after an apocalyptic rainstorm has wreaked havoc on my main character, Liz Flannery's world. And instead of staying home, instead of doing the best she can to survive in different circumstances, she returns to the bookstore she worked at in high school. And so she lives there, trading books for supplies with people, treating the bookstore as sort of a post office for the other survivors. And one night, a mysterious girl named Maeve breaks in, and the story sort of follows their relationship as they get closer together, and also as they prepare for another storm that threatens to take away whatever semblance of normalcy they have left.
Wow, I mean, it really brings the local bookstore into this world as like a haven. And you worked at your local bookstore, still do. So did you take a little bit of your experience, being in there and put that into your story?
Absolutely. I would say that the process of writing this book was really the process of writing 2 really horrible books and then writing 1 good book.
Wait, tell me about this. Okay. No, I can't imagine. This is so great.
And so during COVID in 2020, I suddenly had this abundance of free time, and I had spent a lot of my adolescence being like, one day I'm gonna write books and it's gonna be really great. But suddenly when you are confronted with this just insane amount of time, you have to do it. And so it was really an opportunity that I couldn't miss out on. And so I spent that summer writing my first book, and it was a hot mess. It was horrible. No one should ever read it. It should never see the light of day.
I can't believe this.
And then I did the same thing the next summer, and it was still bad. And that year I started working at my local bookstore, and it's just this place that's inherently filled with community. It's
that's so true.
Really just a gathering place for people, which is really nice. And also it's imbued with this sense of escapism because of the stories it holds. So it's a sense of familiarity that's really important in desolate times. I think that's something that's true even when hard times pass now. We return to the things that are familiar to us, whether they be books or songs or movies. And so that was really the missing part. And I found that at the bookstore, which was really wonderful.
It was such a fragile time when you started writing this book. Did that really add to that feeling of end of the world?
Absolutely. I think that's why I got drawn to the apocalypse in the first place. It definitely wasn't always something that I wanted to write about. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with, dragons and magic and orphan children. And so that's what I would write about over and over again. But really, during COVID and after COVID, there was a sense of uncertainty that really clung to a lot of my thoughts, especially as I was going off to college and graduating and leaving home behind. And so I think those ideas are very much so present in The Last Bookstore.
What an incredible beginning of your career. Do you have anything else being worked on right now? We want it. We want the scoop. Any new books planned?
I'm definitely working on something new. It's in the process. It's in the early stages of the process, but I definitely am working on new things.
Well, we wish you the very best. I know you have a busy schedule in the next couple of weeks going for resident advisor training and everything as you go back to school for your junior year. Congrats on all of your success, and good luck with this book and all of the future books that we'll be reading.
Thank you so much.
It's called The Last Bookstore on Earth, and you can get your copy now.